Hey, yeah, oh, 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 yeah.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, this week, again, this past week, I haven't seen anything really major. They're still kind of half-assed talking about the Epstein files, but I mean, we'll see where that goes. Trump's already ordered Bondi to release a bunch of shit because he's tired of hearing about it. So we'll see. We'll see what goes there. I don't know how you guys feel, but I saw that Red Sonja movie trailer, and I was just like, what the fuck, man? I'm like everybody else on YouTube. A bunch of YouTubers complaining about it because you got this little 5-foot woman beating the fuck out of like 200 pounds, 6'5" guys, and it's just like, get out, get the fuck out. You can tell me that they could not find an Amazon woman to play the part, which she's an Amazon in the comics. She's a tall, big bitch, like the woman from freaking Game of Thrones. Why couldn't they make her, give it to her? I mean, it'd make more sense. But anyways, just, and then I saw trailers for like I think it was like 5 or 6 different movies, maybe 4, 5, 6 different movies, and they were all like drama, action, crime type movies, you know. And if they had a male lead in it, like Batista or Liam Neeson or somebody like that, they always had like these little 5-foot women sidekicks who were doing all the fighting for them and kicking all these big guys' ass. I'm just, get the fuck out of here with that feminism, unbelievable, unrealistic BS, man. Stop that shit. Nobody wants to see that crap. Anyways, moving on. So as I've said before, even if you don't watch the channel regularly, and you've only seen a couple videos, or you don't watch it at all, it only takes 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't affect you or your channel whatsoever. It just helps this channel grow. So please subscribe. Also, I have another channel. It's called Easy Does It. The link is in the About section. Check it out if you like gaming vlogs and reviews and reactions to other YouTube channels. Okay. Again, subscribe. I still got several shows and crap moving down the pipeline to review and for you guys. I'm almost done with this series. Again, it's an anthology series, and I have to do the episodes individually because they're all like short stories. It's not one continuous story. I take off my glass. I'm nearsighted, so forgive me. So we're doing Monsters, the TV show from the 90s, late 80s, 90s. We're now on season 3, and this is round 9, or episodes 9 through 16. Number 9 is The Young and the Headless. Basically, you had two surgeons. Uh, the woman's boyfriend has been missing in action, supposedly, in like Vietnam or some shit, and he finally comes back like years later, shows up, and he wants to continue off where they left off. They were married, but he was declared dead. But he doesn't feel that way. Her new husband is like a cripple. He's in a wheelchair. But they both have been experimenting on dead bodies. They end up killing the boyfriend, right? And something happens to where the husband ends up getting killed too. So she puts the boyfriend or the husband's head on the boyfriend's body and like starts screwing him, and that's the end of the episode until he starts killing everybody. You know, it's weird. But that's that one. Number 10 was The Waiting Game. And I've seen this before. I think it might have been on a Twilight Zone episode, which eventually I'll get to the Twilight Zones, but man, there's so many of those. Basically, there's a nuclear war or whatever, and then the only ones to survive are vampires. And there's this one guy who's in this bunker, and all the vampires are like trying to get him to come outside. They keep trying to manipulate him to come outside so they can feed on him. Then number 11 is called Sinsop. Yeah, I don't get it either, but anyway, you have like this evangelist who's promising to take away people's sins. All they have to do is hold on to this dead serial killer, and it sucks all the sin out of him by holding his hand, the corpse or whatever. It's really bizarre. And then a killer shows up when a woman's getting hers done, because she didn't believe him at first, but after she gets her sins sucked away, she believes the evangelist. Well, this killer guy, he's been killing people. The police are after him. He shows up. He doesn't believe him. He ends up touching the sin sucker, the corpse or whatever, and it fries him, kills him. So he ends up taking the sin sucker's place as the sin sucker. That's the end of that episode. And then number 12 is A New Woman. Now this is basically, the spirits or ghosts of the past, present, and future. It's a Scrooge story. Ebenezer Scrooge. It's basically what it is, but with a woman. Number 13 is called Malcolm. This one was really weird. I mean, this guy has this tumor that's actually an alien, and it plays a clarinet, and his wife fell in love with the alien, even though he's the host. This guy's the host. I can't remember what his name is. Anyways, he tries to remove the tumor or the alien, and it doesn't work, and he ends up getting back in him, and then that's the end of the episode. Like, what really happens, no one knows. Then we got number 14, which is Household Gods. Basically, you have this, I'm not sure if you call him like, he's almost like a leprechaun. He's like a fairy demon or some shit. like a half god, a half deity, or whatever, and he makes women fulfill their life roles as a housewife. Otherwise, if they're trying to do the whole feminism career crap, he makes their life miserable. Um, and he follows this one woman around in this apartment building and makes her life miserable until she decides to start taking care of her kids, staying at home, take care of her kids. Um, Number 15 is the Space Eaters. Um, Basically, you have this giant eyeball alien comes down, feeds on brains of humans, and the episode deals with two guys who are trying to keep him from eating their brains. They think they kill him, but at the end of the episode, you see that there's another alien there. So, and then the last one, 16, is the waiting room. John Saxon actually plays in this one. You'll be surprised at how many stars actually show up in some of these episodes. But anyway, John Saxon, he plays a guy who has a child by some interdimensional witch or demon, female demon or witch or something from a different dimension. She's trapped in this room in this other dimension in this one hotel. Anyway, he promised that he would return to her after having sex with her on his wedding night. He was on honeymoon at this hotel, and he stumbled into her dimensional room, had sex with her, and then created a kid, but he never returned. Well, with his actual wife, he has a son, and this woman tries to take his son hostage, and he has to go in and, or he doesn't want to go in and get him. He's going to leave him with her as payment, but his fiance tricks him into going into the room and then getting his son back out, and then he's stuck in the room with her forever. That's the end of that episode. Okay, that's 9 through 16. I've got, so I still got episodes 17 through 24 to go through, and that'll be the end of the Monsters TV shows, season 3, and all of it. That'll be done. We'll get around to that as soon as we can. Okay, let's get on to your B-movie reviews. Okay, movieaholics, this week is Action Week. Went with a couple of just odd picks. Uh, this was pretty popular back in the early 90s. It did really well. It's called Point Break. It was done in 1991. It made about 83 million. It starred Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves, Gary Busey, and Lori Petty as the female lead. Basically, the movie was about a group of surfers who were robbing banks, and they called themselves the ex-presidents because they wore masks of ex-presidents. Keanu Reeves is assigned to the case with Gary Busey, which Gary Busey was already on the case for a while. But he gets involved with the surfers to try to find which surfers are the ones doing it. He eventually runs across Patrick Swayze and his gang. He falls for the Lori Petty's character, and they eventually get evidence on him, and they go after him, and they figure out he's an FBI agent. They then, kidnap his girl and hold her for hostage so that he'll let them get away. Well, it doesn't turn out that way. There's a big shootout, and pretty much all of them die except for Patrick Swayze. He's the only one who lives out of the bunch, out of the gang, the surfer gang. Keanu Reeves does not catch him, but he does get his girl back. And at the end of the movie, he knows where Patrick Swayze is going to be. He's in Australia. He's trying to catch like this legendary wave or whatever to surf on. He lets him go into the waves. It's pouring down rain. It's a big thunderstorm. He figures he's going to die, so he just lets him go and takes off after years of trying to chase him down. That's the end of the movie. It's okay. It's not real action-packed, to be honest. It was more of a slow burner, more of a drama. Just him infiltrating them. There's a couple of shootouts in the movie, but other than that, that's it. It's still a good movie. It's just, it wasn't as real action-packed as you might think. It's just a crime drama, pretty much. I give it, but still, it is a pretty good movie, and it's got Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves in it. I give it 2 thumbs up. It's definitely worth a one-time watch. I've never watched the remake they did, or the sequel, or whatever it is that they did in like 2015. I haven't ever watched that. I heard it wasn't really that good, but maybe someday I might check it out. But I haven't. I'm not a big fan of remakes. I'm just not. Very rarely do. I think about one of the only remakes I actually really liked was Dawn of the Dead. George A. Romero. That's about the only remake that I can recall that I actually like. There might have been a couple others, but it's very rare I like a remake. Most of them just can't do it right. These new writers and shit, they suck. Anyways, moving on to the next one. The next one I watched was called No Escape. It was done in 1994. And it made about 15 million. It stars Ray Liotta and Lance Henriksen. 2 big actors. Now, basically the story is Ray's character. He's ordered to kill a bunch of innocent people, like in a village or something. I think he said like 300 or something like that. You don't find that out till later on. But he basically blows up his commander's head off because they tried to cover it up and nobody would listen to him. So he kills his commanding officer, and then he's sent to prison. Well, he's already been to like 3 prisons, maximum security prisons. He's broken out of each one of them because he keeps trying to get people to listen to him and let them know, hey, it's a big cover-up. They killed a bunch of people, innocent people. Anyways, he gets thrown in this one, the max security prison. The warden's a real douchebag dick, hog boss type fucking character. And he throws them into what's called the island. They have this island where nobody escapes from. There's no way out off the island. You'll be obliterated if you do, because they patrol it all the time. Anyway, there's 2 factions on this island. You have what they call the outsiders, and then the insiders. Now the insiders are ran by Lance Hendrickson and his group, which they call him the Father. There's about 100 of them. They're supposed the good guys, if you want to call them, on this island. And then you have the outsiders, which is ran by a guy named Malik. Now, Malik's a dick. He basically just does whatever. And the outsiders raid him all the time. And there's about 600 of them. Now, during the entire movie, he's all like, well, we're going to just take out their camp and just, kill them all and take everything. Which don't make no sense, because they could have done it at any time. They've got like 600 guys compared to 100. I mean, the odds are, in their favor. But for some reason, they can't take over this camp. Whatever. But they try a couple times to kill each other in the movie. The warden lets them do it. But Ray Liotta, he figures out a way to get the warden to come to the island in a chopper, and then he steals the chopper to get off the island. And he's going to go tell everybody about the island, what they're doing, because nobody knows about the place. They don't know what the warden was doing. That kind of shit. So he's going to go do that. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. Him taking off in the chopper at the very end with a few guys. That's it. End of the movie. It was okay. It wasn't horrible. It's worth a one-time watch. Pretty decent. It has a few action scenes in it. Nothing major. Again, there's no heavy action in this movie. You get a couple scenes, a raid scene or him, being chased by the outsiders, and that's about it. There's just a couple action. The rest of it's drama. It's worth a one-time watch. I give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down, just because it lacked on the action. That's the only thing that was a disappointment to me. They could have done more with the action, but they didn't. Anyways, check it out if you want. That's all I have for you this week. If you have any thoughts about what I talked about earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. I don't hear from you guys often enough. If you can think of any underrated films, B-movies, movies that you think I never even have heard of, that went under the radar for most people, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what suggestions you have, and I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. So until next time, I told you be told the truth, and you just been told.